see now, Madam Chairman, is a slimmed down version of what was in front of us then. And I think we'll probably be aware of the reason why. Cast yourself back to 2006, 2007, the economy was absolutely booming. We were going forefront ahead. There was growth everywhere. It seemed the sky was the limit. And then, of course, suddenly then everything imploded within itself with the financial difficulties, albeit crisis, albeit crash in some areas, from late 2007, 2008 onwards, to bring us up to date to where we are now. And we're still trying to overcome and mitigate the effects of that financial crash. And so, let's be fair, are the developers behind me here who are trying to bring forward this particular town centre development against financial background is not actually particularly conducive to growth if you look at the back-ending figures, but albeit they brought it forward, but in a slimmed down version. But unfortunately, not only has the development been slimmed down, but no doubt the amount of planning gain has as well. And we have to recognise that the financial situation, both our local economy, the regional and national economy is in, to realise why perhaps we're not going to be able to secure the planning gain we might have wanted for Richmond, because Richmond will have an impact, and so also will Leyburn and some of the towns up in the Dells that I represent as a county councillor as well. And indeed, let's not forget the local shopping centres at Colburn, for example, just along the way there. We do need to remember that those are going to be impacted by this scheme. It's a very significant scheme. I say here on my little script notes, it's a very significant scheme for the Army, for the Ministry of Defence, for the garrison there, which, as you know, has been secured, its future is secure, its size is secure. Not all garrisons are quite so much in that lucky position. Others are being disbanded. We may go over to Ripon, for example, and elsewhere in the county to find those examples. We have a Catterick garrison that's going to stay, and it's going to stay at the size that it is. So that's good news for the Army, for local people in the Army accommodation and nearby. It's good news, I believe, actually, for Richmondshire, and in a way for Richmond as well, although I'm quite sure there will be some criticism of me saying that, but I actually happen to think that it is as well, and let me develop that. It's the next phase of the Catterick Town Centre scheme. That scheme, as I say, has just delivered Richmondshire Walk. It's delivered the Sports and Leisure Centre, and it proposes here to bring forward some complementary shopping opportunities to Richmondshire Walk, not duplicating what's there, but adding to them. And also, it proposes a 5-screen cinema and a hotel and a drive-through as well. I understand that's correct, isn't it? Add all those up together, and I think the view, my view, I believe the view of the council is in its local plan, which it very much supports this, does it not, is that that will then stop the leakage going to other nearby town centres and out-of-town shopping centres like Darlington, like Moreton Park, like other out-of-town centres, even going towards Middlesbrough as well. Not only for shopping, not only for comparison goods, but also for the leisure that it offers as well, particularly around the cinema, and having a hotel. And I would assume that would be what we would call a budget hotel, as we propose. Is that correct?
I think it's reasonable quality budget hotel.
It's the sort of hotel that I noticed parties depart on a Friday to go and enjoy a good hen night or stag night or a good outing in a faraway town, and then come back on the Sunday having had a jolly good time.
Last week I mentioned back, it was the notion of him going on a hen night, and then also the extended notion of all these people coming to Catterick for hen nights. And, I just don't think that's quite When Tesco's 30,000 square foot Tesco's was announced, they said that they were going to impact on Richmond by 15 to 20%. And boy did they, when they moved in. That's 30,000 square foot, 15–20%. Fortunately for Richmond, Tesco's were so stupid in their commercial approach that after a very, very short while, most people realised that it was just rip-off Tesco's at Catterick Garrison, and they carried on with their normal shopping activities, which involved carrying on to Northampton, Darlington, or staying in Richmond, because the so-called commercial advantages that Tesco's were putting on offer just didn't materialise. And everybody knows that if you go shopping at Tesco's in Northampton, you can save a fortune compared to the money you spend using Tesco's in Catterick Garrison. Don't think the rest of the commercial business is going in and be quite so stupid. Mr. Wicks is quite right that the impact will be severe. Richmond is doing all right, it looks good, but it's only just doing all right. We're doing slightly better than other market towns in the area, but that's because of huge amounts of investment, time and energy that have gone into Richmond over the last 10 years, and not just because of the £100,000 that came its way from Tesco's. And it will not take much to tip Richmond over the edge. And I am very concerned that by suggesting the provision of an electronic tourist information point, no support for some form of mitigation scheme within Richmond and Labour, then the damage will be caused, the damage will be done, and we may have 700 jobs in the garrison. But those 700 jobs will mostly be to compensate for the jobs that could possibly be lost in the other centres. And that's not what we want. We want 700 net jobs creating. We need good, well-paid jobs creating in Richmondshire. We don't need jobs creating at the expense of other. And then, I know Councillor Blackie said that we'll talk about parking elsewhere, but at the same time, if you do agree to this scheme, you are basically agreeing to unfair competition with the other service centres in Richmondshire. You are enabling this scheme to go ahead, the businesses to move in there, the hotel and everybody else to move in and trade from a much better position than you would be enabling if they were trading from Richmond or Colburn or from Leyburn or even from Halls. So you're not being terribly fair to the other centres by saying, can't talk about parking on this one. You should be, and you should be looking at what's going on throughout the district, because you should not be facilitating unfair competition in one part of the district over and above the others. And I feel very, very sad that this is what is being recommended tonight. You're not being fair, qualities and diversities, you're just not trying it. You're saying, yeah, let's have all these free car parking spaces 4 miles down the road from the place that doesn't have them, 2 miles up from another town that doesn't have them, and it doesn't matter. No problem. Well, there is a problem, and there's potentially a huge problem, and this committee should be looking at that. And I'm sorry, Mr. Featherstone, but I disagree totally with this committee not looking at those points. You are, in my opinion, you are giving a great and unfair advantage to a scheme on the garrison, which will undermine the viability and sustainability of the communities surrounding the garrison. And the whole purpose of all of this was that the developments on the garrison would be complementary to the developments throughout Richmondshire, and we would all be happy and get on together. But by allowing this to go ahead as it is, we're not enabling that to happen, we're condemning the other